Ah! Hmm? When you tell me you're ready, I'm going to ask you what your name is and what your film about.
Okay.
Okay?
Hey, I think I've got it.
Okay. Tell me your name and tell me about your film.
Hey, my name is Talyor, actually. You shouldn't mistake that. And my film is about people with autism and how they live about it. I want this to be good for the parents who have autistic kids and for the kids themselves so that they understand what is going around in their lives, so it makes it easier and other stuff like that.
Falling down was such an easy trick.
Autism is a confusing disorder. Do you personally understand about what autism is?
It's more like a gift to special kids.
Autism is a developmental disability that affects communication and social interaction.
Autism is just something that makes everybody different.
Makes you see the world with different eyes.
Disconnects you from the rest of the world.
It's kind of like a learning disabilities.
You know, I have a hard time explaining things. I want to tell people about autism, but sometimes I have a hard time explaining things. One problem I have that I found that I have problems not just processing information, but conveying it as well.
What? There's what?
The video that is showing right now is a picture of me when I was 6, and back then I was in my own little world. When I was younger than that, I was also told that I may never be able to walk and talk.
Okay. Come here.
It's believed that 500,000 children in the United States are now living with autism. Since the day Talyor was born, life has been a challenge. Those first years, usually filled with excitement and wonder, were filled with frustration and heartache. Talyor missed every major milestone. He didn't make sounds, crawl, or smile. And he couldn't give his mother the one thing that all new parents yearn for.
His head was like a floppy doll, and he had no muscle tone, very low muscle tone.
How devastating was that for you?
I was angry. How dare you not love me? I just thought that I was somehow a bad mother.
Tell me how you feel about having autism.
I feel sad because people don't understand me.
It makes me feel okay because everyone's good at their own things.
The one thing that I would just wish, I don't know if autism is a cause of it, but the one thing I just wish would go away is these cheeks. They're enormous. I don't like my cheeks.
Does it confuse you? And it makes you mad sometimes? All right, it makes you confused, mad. Show me. Gets you confused.
I have a lot of problems with empathy because I am mind blind, which means that I can't tell what other people are feeling and thinking very well. At the same time, I think that everybody else can read my mind. They can tell what I'm thinking and feeling to some degree.
Never really got to master tying my shoes, as you can probably see by my foot attire.
Well, sometimes I just get a little nervous.
You want me to get a band?
Tell me how you feel about having autism.
Okay.
My mom has helped me in so many ways I cannot list them. I cannot even write them down on a piece of paper. She has trusted me in actually going out to the community on my own a little bit without having too much worry.
It's so difficult to watch your child grow up. When they're younger, they're sheltered and there's some protection. And the world is more forgiving when you're a child that's young with autism and your behavior is different, bizarre, aberrant, strange. Some would call it weird. But as your child gets older, you watch them walk out into the world that's not as forgiving when they're older.
My first impressions of Taylor were of somebody that was uncouth. He seemed like a typical detached teenager when I was introduced to him. When I became aware that Taylor was autistic, things clicked a little bit, but it really still didn't have the impact that probably a lot of people would have, like, you know, just back off.
My journey being your brother, throughout the whole process of being your brother, it's been difficult being around you, and I'm not sure if this is just normal brother or not, but sometimes I feel like you don't really care much about me, but also it's special being your brother because there's sometimes when I feel that you really do care about me, and it's the little things that count, not the big things. Do you like being mine?
Yeah,
My brother.
you're kind of fun. I still like to bark at you sometimes. Sometimes I wish you'd leave me alone. But that's normal. Do you like or not like being autistic?
I like the good things and I don't like the bad things.
Okay, that was an easy question, wasn't it?
Yes or no? You like being autistic?
In some ways, I adore it, I cherish it, it's part of who I am. I wouldn't change a thing.
I guess I have a love-hate relationship with it.
It depends, because sometimes it can be okay, but sometimes it can become very hard.
And I have different feelings.
I like being autistic because...
Really?
Yes, I do. Because why should I feel bad about something I can't really change? I might as well look at the good things about it.
I don't like being autistic
Why?
because it's hard for me to have changes in all the other stuff.
I cry, I scream, I wish to God I wasn't different and that I didn't have to struggle with everything.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a writer. Of course, that's looking less and less feasible as I go along because you can't live on being a poet. I feel like time has gone very quickly. I'm almost headed into the real world and I'm quite frankly terrified. And the processes of things move very quickly, of applying for grad schools and looking for jobs and determining your future. It all feels like it's flying so quickly. And school, I do pretty well. I am an English major in college and I love to write. But when it comes to things like research papers, I have a harder time than with things that are more creative, things that can come more from my own head. I can request accommodations. I've been in the academic skills program since freshman year, but I seldom ever use it. I don't like really having to rely on accommodations, and I'm really hard on myself when it comes to schoolwork and things like that. You know, I feel like I should be able to get it on my own. It's okay to be weird now. That's one thing that's great, is when I was in high school, I couldn't be weird because it was unacceptable. But now, weird is great, weird is good. And all my other friends are weird, and it's, you know, we're just a weird little bunch.
Sometimes normal people are scary to kids with autism. They talk funny or too fast. Do normal people ever scare you?
Oh, all the time.
Yes, because it's hard to keep up when people are talking.
Not really. Yes, they do.
A little, yeah.
Normal people scare me because what is normal anyway?
Normal people scare me when they think they're normal because in my opinion, there's no such thing as normal.
Do normal people ever scare you?
No. They can be very ignorant. That's how they scare me. But their personality is towards people with disabilities.
I guess it's because I can't keep up with their level. Like their pacing, their speed. I also... Sometimes I can't, they like talk a little too fast, so I need to like, what did you say?
I don't like the word normal because what's normal? I think it's a connotation that we all live with, and I think for people that are quote unquote normal, it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous term.